So all-wheel drive in the rain is pretty awesome. It's raining really bad. The roads are really slick up here. I'm actually taking my car to get service already. 2 weeks that are into owning this car, I've already needed an oil change, and the car system is telling me I need a brake fluid change, which is alright. I think dealership told me they'll only charge me $120 for that. When I've had it done out of the dealership, it was normally $80 for a service like a brake fluid flush. So I don't mind taking it to the dealer for that and paying extra bit of cash. I also have the leaking wiper fluid, a washer fluid for the windshield, but the headlight washer pump is maybe busted or needs a new seal. So I might have them look at that. I think that's about $70 for the part if it needs to be replaced. Maybe it'll charge me an hour service, which is $120. I would do it myself, but the thing with this car, it takes a lot of to get to that part. You'd have to remove the bumper, the wheels, and I don't have a garage in my complex, so where I could put the car up in a lift. But anyway, enough of me talking. Just gonna just show you guys the acceleration. I'm going about almost 80 miles an hour, and this car, I said in my previous video, it has a really good rolling resistance. Like, what that means is that once you hit a speed, even though this is hilly, the car keeps that speed, so you don't have to keep hitting the gas pedal to maintain that speed. It keeps rolling. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but it has a good set of wheels in it, I guess is what I want to say. I have the rear fogs on, as you see there, and it's a good feature to have, especially in this weather, where the car in front of me, you can't see the light, and if it's the back spray from that back tire sometimes create like a little fog behind every car that's driving in the rain, so you really can't see that car until you get right up to them and that guy's braking. So I can see him now, but the car's like further down the line, you can't see him. That's the whole point of the rear fog system. It shows you, it makes your car visible to cars in the back of you, so if a car is speeding, they'll see you in advance. So it prevents it's a safety feature, prevents rear end collisions in conditions like this. So very happy with the car. I had a chance to take it out this weekend on some roads, and very happy with the 335xi over my 330. The all-wheel drive, I'm sold on all-wheel drives now in BMW, and I don't think I could get another car without all-wheel drive, without X-Drive. BMW don't call it all-wheel drive. It's different from all-wheel drive. It's X-Drive. I really like it. I like the stability it gives you. I like the sportiness that it adds to the car, and the acceleration is, I think it's improved with all-wheel drive according to BMW stats. So, and I feel it. I feel the acceleration being improved. It's not as quick off the stop as my 330 rear-wheel drive, but it's a smoothness to the X-Drive acceleration that I like. But also got the steering wheel in. I'm driving on this steering wheel for about the first or second time, and I really like the DCT steering wheel. It's much more sportier. It's softer than the SSG wheel with the push-pull. Get over here. It's much softer and supple, and I kind of like that feel of this wheel a little bit better than that wheel. They're both great wheels, but I definitely prefer the softer feel of this wheel. And the roads up here are very wet and slippery, so, and the car is handling it like a dream. There's an Audi there, Quattro Audi. I think they call it Quattro Drive, or all-wheel, all something. But car is pretty good. So I'm assuming this is gonna be one of my first of many service visits to BMW, because these cars, the 3 E90 cars, I hear once you hit 50,000 miles, and I'm not far from 50,000 miles, I'm about maybe 7,000 miles away, all types of drama starts happening on this car, like, you know, like big service stuff like thermostats, a water pump at 50,000 miles. So, and it's not gonna be cheap, and it's gonna be out of warranty, of course. So one more thing I should add in this video before I end and enjoy the rest of this rainy morning drive is this brake fluid service comes with 2 other things on it, and BMW calls one of them the air intake silencer service, which was I believe he said $160, $150 for that, and the cabin air filter was $125 for that. Now, I didn't know what the air intake silencer was, so I said, yeah, I'll probably do that. I mean, it sounds serious. And they show you this diagram on a computer of what it looks like, and it looks a very complicated part. I got back home and I Googled it. It's basically the air filter for the engine. They call it an air silencer or intake silencer, but it's air. That's a fancy way of saying air filter for an engine, which is basically a piece of paper that filters out pollutants from getting inside the engine when air goes into the engine. So the filter part is about $20. It's basically a piece of paper, a big sheet of filter paper with a rubber seal around it to seal into the air box. $20, and it's just basically a couple of clips you would unclip and put it in yourself. But BMW wants a lot of money for that. They want to, I guess, that fee of $150 covers the labor and the part. So I told the guy I'm okay. I could put it in myself and keep my $125 or whatever they charge an hour for labor. Plus, it would take me 5 minutes to do that, you know. So I don't need to pay BMW an hour's labor to do an air filter change. So keep that in mind when you guys do dealer visits. Like, look up stuff yourself. Don't say yes, yes, yes. Because even if you don't have the time and you have lots of money, it's not going to take me more than 5 minutes to change that. And I save $125, $150 I save, or $125. So just keep little things like that in mind. People going into this car, people will tell you, yeah, it is expensive to own. It is kind of a headache to own, but men don't date supermodels because they're great cooks or great with kids or great in any other way than being a supermodel, which is looking good. And you know, men don't date supermodels for things like that. And I think the same reason people don't drive BMWs because they're reliable, or because you know, you're not gonna have a service visit ever. You know, we buy BMWs and drive them because they're fun. You know, it comes with the territory. You know, you have a positive, and it's gonna have a negative with it. And the negative might be just as big as the positive that comes with owning and driving a BMW daily. So you know, it's something to consider if you guys are thinking of buying a BMW, but people are telling you, oh no, it's gonna be a lot of issues, a lot of, you know, maintenance and service stuff that you need to do, and it's gonna be expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it is expensive, but if you're smart, it's not gonna be expensive. You know, if you're stupid and you say yes to everything, it's gonna be expensive. And when I bought my first BMW, I was in my early 20s. I was stupid. I didn't know anything about cars, and I went to the dealership and paid close to $3,000 for basically things that I realized later on would have cost me about $500 to do myself. So just keep that in mind. Drive safe, guys. There's lots of accidents today. You know, so the State Farm guy. But yeah, that's it. That's my morning rant. And like I said, I have some more modifications coming. I really like this car. There's not much you can mod on a car like this that I would want to do. It's not much I could do, so I'm just gonna keep my modifications simple. I don't want to dig into this car too much. I do want to do the backup camera, because I realized this morning in this weather that rear view mirror is really tiny. Much more small than an E46. It's really small. So I definitely gonna need a backup camera, some sort of system in this car for parking, you know, and for safety as well. So that's it. Give you guys another minute of this drive in silence.